Well, giddy up. It's Bran, and I love Paramount Christmas movies.
Yeah, oh, it's Dan, and I despise Paramount Christmas movies.
Diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle. I'm Alonzo, and I'm just cornpone shucking about Paramount Christmas movies, and this
is the Deck the Hallmark podcast. You hear?
Yeah.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host his podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Ba-ba-ba-bam. Hello, everybody. Another week is here.
I just want to make sure I got it right. Alonzo is cornpone shucked. Excited? Is that what you said?
To be clear, I have lived in Nashville, and it is a very
right.
metropolitan city.
It is very, every time I do one of these hick accents, I'm always like, I've earned it because that's how I grew up. But also, there are a lot of metropolitan cities down in the South, including, that Greenville.
Yes, exactly right. That's
You
exactly
will
right.
only 10 to 80% of the people talk like that in downtown Greenville.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
We go down to Cowpens or
Cowpens,
do whatever.
Pickens, you bet. There's a town in South Carolina called 96.
Yeah.
96 is the name of the actual city.
Come on down here, Sugar Tit.
Sugar Tit.
That's the name of the city, guys.
That's right.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
Pumpkin Town. We've already done this.
We've already done
Pumpkin
Pumpkin
Town.
Town.
Yes.
Pumpkin Town. Man, another week, another opportunity to go back to 2022, a simpler time, to hit some of the movies that we didn't get to see, including this one, a Nashville country Christmas. Very excited about that. You know what's been nice to do over the last few weeks is we've been able to find a lot of these movies on the Philo, which has been really great. And you can watch this episode of our program also on the Philo. Philo.tv.
Save for the HBO Max. I believe all of these we've been able to just look up on the Philo and boom, it's there.
Boom goes down. That's right there.
Unbelievable.
It's been very nice. Very nice. So watch the movies, watch the show, all right there in one nice little place, little spots.
Yeah, all packed up into one nice package there.
Alonzo, how are you, buddy?
I'm great. I'm delighted that we are talking about a movie from friend of the show, Ashley Williams.
Absolutely.
You know what else we're actually? Go ahead.
Directorial debut
for TV movies.
Yeah.
Directorial debut.
Very
You know what else we're excited to talk about? Bramble Fest.
Can we do that?
Yeah, we can do that. Tickets went on sale this weekend.
Wow.
For the double deckers.
Yes.
They got a little early. They got a discount code. It just pays to be a member.
It does pay to be a member. And I think they go on sale for the general public like Friday of this week. So they get a full week. So if you're like, man, I want to make sure it's not getting out, join Bramble Jam Plus.
That's right.
RambleJamPlus.com, and you can get all the skinny
and you can order your tickets early, make sure they don't sell out.
But we're doing it right here. Yeah, that Greenville. Back for a third year.
I mean,
you never know who might show up.
You never know. But I can tell you this, if it's anything close to last year, it's going to be a blast. Am I right, Alonzo?
Oh, no question. I had a great time. Didn't even mind coming home with COVID.
There you go.
Wow.
We're going to put that on the front of the cover there.
Right, coming from
and
Alonzo,
I could very well have gotten it on the plane on the way back.
That's right. And coming from
whatever
Alonzo, that
tell
actually
yourself.
is a rave.
It wasn't like it was a super spreader event. There was very few of us that got sick afterwards.
No,
so I in no way blame the event itself, which was a hoot and a holler.
Yeah,
you know what?
He likes it more than he likes Jupiter Ascending, and that's saying something.
Don't make me choose.
The nice thing is, like, you could go 2 for 2. You could come back in July, and maybe you'll get it again.
Stop it.
Could we not?
No,
I
can't.
Not?
We're gonna do everything that we can.
Yes.
Do everything we can.
We always do.
Alonzo, your sweater looks very nice.
Thank you. It's cold this morning, and by cold I mean by Los Angeles standards.
It's 70. What is it?
55,
yeah, it's
60.
in the 50s. I imagine. Hang on, we look at my phone. It is 60 degrees.
Oh my
but
gosh.
I am chilly, so I put the sweater on.
You look fantastic.
It's a crisp 70 degrees here right now in South Carolina, so we're not upset.
I have a similar sweater that's green. Next time we're together, I want you to bring that, and we'll do
For
a little
July,
photo shoot, just the two of us. I don't know what we'll use it for. I guess
Can't
we could do
imagine.
something with Dan, and he's in black, and we're on either side.
Yeah.
I guess that works too.
Dan is the Johnny Cash of this podcast.
That's right. Yeah,
That's
I'll
exactly
take
right.
it. If that's what we're calling me, I'll take it
That's
right now.
exactly right. Nashville Country Christmas. Are we ready to dive in?
Yes.
Go D?
Yes.
Originally aired on the Paramount Network. Yes.
Yeah,
I think
Paramount
so.
Network.
In
correct.
between episodes of Yellowstone.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
exactly right. It originally aired on December 12th, 2022, and it went a little something like this. Country superstar Josie Carson is in her dressing room trying to write a song, writing some things, singing some things. She's getting ready to record, best I can gather, like a Christmas variety show, a special, if you will. And they're going to try to make it, the goal from the team is to make it all like fresh and sexy and whatnot. And Josie is like, this isn't me. It doesn't feel right. She's starting to feel old and like she doesn't have anything left to give, especially when there's people like dancing around her with their shirts off. So she deuces out early and leaves without saying goodbye. Her manager goes to her house, and Kimberly William Paisley shows up. I can't imagine how they got her.
Cast after a worldwide search.
Yeah. And is staying at the house, and she's like, no, Josie's not here. Sorry, gotta get by. So Josie ended up she goes back to her stomping grounds and goes back to the house that is her Mima's house, but I guess she has it still. It's hers.
Yes.
And she's walking around the house, and she realizes that she thinks that someone is staying here in the house. And she hears someone come in and is shocked to find out that it's 3 kids. Anna, who's the oldest, Belle, and David. And they don't have any parents. They've just been squatting at Mima's house. And she's having to figure out what she's going to do with these kids. And so she sends them off to school. And first, she needs to fix the shower head because it exploded on her. So she goes to the hardware store, bumps into her old flame Keith Carradine, everybody. What a delight. He sweet talks her. She's not having any of it. She decides that she's going to let the kids stay with her at Mima's house until Christmas. And then they're going to have to go live in a group home. They spend some time together, and they go to a Christmas parade. They're having a great time. They bump into Keaton and Josie talk about what happened over some hot chocolate. Apparently, they were a thing. And one day, she found a letter in his glove box from another woman. And so she just left in the middle of the night and never came back.
Standard.
It's a bold move. Bold move. Yeah. He's like, I know how this sounds. I was holding that for a friend. Well, that's good enough for her. And he ends up coming over and they kiss. Oh my gosh. Her manager is still trying to find her, doesn't know where she is. And so she finally remembers that Josie has a place in Nashville, back in her stomping grounds. So maybe I'll go back there. Maybe I'll go see if she's there. Good news, she's there. They find her, and they're like, you got to come back to L.A. Now, the kids are upset when they find out about this because, one, they didn't know that Josie was famous, and two, if she goes back to L.A., they're left without a home. So Josie is really struggling with this because she doesn't really want to go back to L.A., but there are a lot of people counting on her to do this thing, and she signed a contract to record this thing, and so she's conflicted. She ends up going. She immediately regrets it. She leaves to come home. And when she lands, Keaton is like, Anna ran away. And so they go around town trying to find her. And she's at work, working and whatnot. And she's like, hey, guess what? I'm back and you guys can come live with me. So she decides that she is going to still do the Christmas special, but she's going to do it from the front porch of her house. And I think when you're that big of a deal, you can do that type of thing. I'm going to bring the show to me.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll walk on my front porch. I'll go inside and I'll be done. That's exactly right. The performance is wonderful. And then she brings out the kids and she's like, this is my family. And we're all happy for that show. Keaton then tells David that he's going to propose and shows him the ring. And I guess we'll take his word for that because it fades to black. And that, my friends, was a Nashville Country Christmas.
We did it.
We did do it. We are going to take a quick break.
I love it.
And we will come back and we'll break this movie down with 4 segments here on Deck the
Hallmark.
We're back, everybody. Hello. Hope you're doing well on this Monday. Another Monday. Mondays come and Mondays go.
But this, a case of the Mondays is always good around here.
Why is that?
Because we're diving into movies
That's right.
with Alonzo.
That's right.
It's the best thing we could be doing. Going deep.
There's no way to have a case of the Mondays in a negative sense.
No.
I'm talking to my good friend Alonzo. So Alonzo, I will kick it to you. What'd you think of a Nashville country Christmas?
And I always say any Monday with Brand is automatically a manic Monday. So
yeah, that's true. Just another manic Monday. That's
I take that as a compliment, Alonzo.
You should. I really enjoyed this. It will butt into some wait what's, but I love the fact that we are looking at a love story between two people who are older than the usual leads for this kind of thing.
Yep.
Tanya Tucker, of course, a legend. Thrilling.
Of course, I knew who
Brandon
she
did
was.
not know who she was.
Hold on, you don't know.
He literally said, "Am I supposed to know who that is?"
Scans. There was a new documentary about her last year that was produced by her very good friend Brandi Carlile. So
I know Brandi Carlile.
Okay, then go and check out the Tanya Tucker documentary.
Right.
Also love seeing Keith Carradine, who among his many accomplishments won an Oscar for writing a song for a little movie called Nashville about 50 years ago.
Wow.
You've heard of
So,
Nashville? Yes.
Nashville.
Okay,
So
good.
from
Robert
Nashville
Altman,
to
yeah.
Nashville Country Christmas. That's kind of a cool.
I see.
Kind of a cool bridge. Love can build a bridge,
Amen.
So I mean, there's some hokum, and I mean, like, who can say no to adorable orphans at Christmas time? But no, generally speaking, I think this movie gets a lot right. I liked the parade, but they didn't necessarily feel that they had to throw in a Christmas tree lighting for once. I thought some of the stuff involving the LA people a little exaggerated, but there were some good laughs in there. And frankly, I love the fact that because Ashley Williams is the younger sister of Kimberly Williams Paisley, that not only did she get her sister to be in the movie, but as director, younger sister gets to be like, nope, wrong, do it again.
Cut. Let's try this from the top.
I like to
here.
think that she really, worked that. I'm sure it was lovely and they got along famously. But part of me just wants her to get to be bossy because, all younger siblings.
We're all younger siblings here. That is just, I would have at least once been like, cut. Can we get one more, Kim?
Yeah.
Can we get one?
I'm not.
Yeah.
You're at a 4 and I'm going to need you at a 7.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, exactly.
I'm with Alonzo. I quite enjoyed this movie. I thought all the performances were wonderful. I agree. I love a movie where the two leads are a little bit older than what we're used to. It adds a good bit, and I felt like this had a nice warmth to it. The orphan stuff. I thought that the kids were all actually. Hold on.
You guys want to go ahead and cut that and clip it, Brian, if you're listening. I believe it was the orphan stuff. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I think what I'm trying to say is I don't even care about orphans. I kid.
Well, we know Daniel can't be bothered with like foster care.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my
God! He doesn't. That doesn't matter to him. I thought all the kids in this movie were actually really great.
Yes.
I thought that the oldest was fantastic. I thought she was great. Just like the flippancy of saying things like you can't throw orphans away at Christmas, like all of that was like very like I don't know, but I actually really liked the storyline of them just showing up at this house. She shows up, and I thought that it all worked very well. I liked it a good bit actually.
Yeah, I would say this movie's kind of Jekyll and Hyde. There is some stuff about it that really does work. One, Keith Carradine, Tanya Tucker, both are like really, really good in this movie. I thought Ashley Williams does an admirable job of making it unique.
Mm-hmm.
There's especially a scene where Tanya Tucker is searching for the oldest kid that in most like Hallmark movies would be kind of like ho-hum or just like weird montage, but she has, I don't know if this is her or the editor. I want to give the credit to the editor if need be. She has the music kind of swell and build until the moment where she catches a glimpse of this kid. And I'll talk about that scene in the fields because I thought it really worked really, really well. And so that stuff works as a foster parent and an adoptive parent of foster kids. I was elated, overjoyed, and very, very disappointed by this movie, depending on what scene it is. I think it does a lot really, really well.
Yeah.
And then whenever you do a movie like this on TV, you have to take a couple of shortcuts that if you've been a foster parent, it's hard for you to get past. It's like whenever people who spend their time in the food service industry watch a movie about waiting tables and they're like, oh, that's not how it is at all. Like that's all I can think of. But it has a lot going for it. It does have my least favorite thing, which is the 30-year misunderstanding of, I thought you were with another woman and never bothered to ask you. And so I didn't talk to you for 3 decades because there was a letter in your glove box. That's tough. I don't typically give that a pass, so I will not here.
Can I just say this really quickly?
Yeah.
The one thing that I think lends it to getting a pass where some other movies might not is she left and then became famous relatively quickly after leaving. So I can see that being a reason why she's not coming home. Right?
It's less the 30 years and more the I left without saying anything for any amount of time. I think that is a thing that we do in the movies
that's the thing. It's a little more forgivable if they're both in their like mid to late 20s. But
correct.
At this point, that was a wait what for me.
Because,
it's like that's a long time for that misunderstanding.
Both Tanya Tucker and Keith Carradine are over 65. So when they did this, they were in between 35 and 40 when this happened. It didn't happen 50 years ago.
Right.
It happened 30 years ago. So it's a weird thing there. I hate that everyone that uses that, it's a crutch. It's like, how do we get our movie to where it needs to go and land it in 84 minutes? And I understand it has to happen. I just don't like it. But there are some good things about this movie, and there are a few scenes that work enough that I was brought to some real emotion. So kudos to the leads, to Ashley, and to those scenes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's do feels. Alonzo, what you feeling?
Yeah, I really liked. Again, I think the 3 kids are very natural in this, and they don't veer too hard into cute town, which could have been, I think, really unbearable. And I liked the fact, and again, this is probably not a thing they would do on Hallmark, but the toughness of the notion of the oldest sibling being like, I need to, what if I get out of the picture? They're still little and adorable, and there'll be a bigger draw than me being along for the ride. It's going to be hard to find a home for the 3 of us, which is a really hard decision to make when you're the one who's running the show and keeping the family together and all that stuff. So I thought that hit a measure of like emotional impact that you don't usually get in these movies. So I really admired that. Some really funny stuff. I love the line, bond with the chicken or she gets pecky. I thought that was funny. I've got some wait what's about that whole segment too, but I thought that worked. I love the shout out to y'all means all in the mailbox that gets knocked over. Great. Love that expression. And again, because A, I don't want to take it for granted, and B, this is the kind of thing that in a Christmas movie leads people to leave really obnoxious comments on Facebook. I love the fact that the sheriff and the assistant get together at the end. That was, it's going to be years before I take that for granted in a Christmas movie, because all LGBT representation was so invisible for so long. So bravo. And then finally, the visible label to camera Folgers cans on the patio of the general store gave me like old Hallmark feels. That took me back to 2016, 2017 when it was all about the Folgers cans.
It's especially not welcoming when we get a Smoothie King spot as well, because it's like, that doesn't feel it. But when I see Folgers, I feel like I'm home, right?
Smoothie King was very subtle.
Yeah, Smoothie King was a subtle Smoothie King.
Yeah, and I will say this: the two, the sheriff and the assistant getting together at the end, one of the few times in like recent memory that it didn't feel like forced or like I saw it coming. Like I was like, oh, that's fun. That's a fun way.
Like they don't immediately tip the hat with the sheriff,
that's right.
But based on everything we know about the sheriff, it's like, oh yeah, that's cans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course.
I thought the scene in Keaton's diner when she comes after the LA people have come, and she comes and she's tearing up and he wipes her tear off, and then they go and then we get an almost kiss, whatever. But the what's leading up to that almost kiss, I thought that was wonderful. Those two were great all movie, and also the little girl. basically like crying when she's about saying goodbye to her.
Yeah.
Was really impressive all around. Dan.
Yeah, we know Ashley well, and getting to talk to Ashley and listen to her and how excited she gets about directing, it's contagious. And I think the three child actors, the performances they're all giving, you have to at least give Ashley some credit, I feel like, at the very least, for getting these performances, because they're all three good. The oldest child, her name is, and the actor's name is Olivia Sanabia, I think is how you say that. Yes. They have a scene with Tanya Tucker and Olivia Sanabia in the grocery store where she finds her, and she is looking for this kid who's run away to give her younger siblings a chance to get adopted. And it is such a touching scene. Tanya Tucker coming up and hugging her, this girl who's never really had a forever home since the death of her parents, being like, very defensive, but also very in need of love, and kind of finally just like stopping all of her resistance to it and breaking down. It's a really good scene. I adored that scene and how it was played, the build up to it, and then Tanya Tucker rushing down the aisle of the grocery store and then apologizing, which was necessary, and then this whole back and forth, and then her just going, "Please don't ever leave me again." It was a better scene than I thought I was going to get in the movie. It was a really good scene. It really touched me. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. Let's take one more quick break, and we'll be back, and we'll talk about the wait what's and the we'll get it. Here, I'll take the whole mic. We're back.
Paramount of evidence.
Paramount. We're back. We're talking
mounting
about
evidence. I don't know.
Mounting. Yeah. Okay.
Paramount. Yeah. We're back. We're talking about a Nashville country Christmas, and we're talking about the wait what's, the things in this movie made us go wait what. Alonzo, you got any?
I will let Daniel walk us through all of the foster parenting wait what's, because not since that actress was living in an attic above an antique store has one of these movies really tested the limits of just what the process of becoming a foster parent is like.
That one might be worse. I think
it is.
I think Christmas Town is worse than this, but it's closer than I'd like to admit.
Indeed. Anyway, I'll let you get into that one. I'm, as the LA insider here, I want to unpack the show business angle of this a little bit. So and this is the thing that comes up a lot, where you have these movies where the lead character is a big star and yet somehow helplessly buffeted about by the forces around them.
That's right.
And I would argue that by the time you have reached that level in your career, you pretty much know how to put your foot down. And again, this is, I think, one of those things like the letter in the pickup truck, where if this was like a 25-year-old, it might be a little bit more plausible. But for showbiz veteran Tanya Tucker, or the character that she is playing, I think she speaks up way before we get to the barn set and the shirtless guys in chaps,
But then we wouldn't have gotten to shirtless guys and chaps a lot. So some things are
and I'm not going to say no to that. But yeah, nonetheless, it's like, but all of that has to happen to set up the fact that she just bolts. And rather than look at that as like an irresponsible diva move that is costing people money and is creating problems for this, contract, this show she has agreed to do, instead that is presented as this act of like freedom and rebellion, because she is getting away from this awful thing that has been foisted upon her. So all of those pieces kind of fit together in a weird way, but it is our inciting incident. We have to have it happen so that she has a reason to run back to Tennessee and all that stuff. But it's like, you have to really, and again, we have 84 minutes here, but like you would have to have a character who is so kind of phoning it in and lacking in the wherewithal to make these decisions and to make her opinions known, to get to the place where she is thrown into this special that is embarrassing to her, that she feels
or
doing.
Have like a really intimidating, very powerful executive
Sure.
who's like, these are the contracts,
Here's
you've
what you're
signed these
doing.
things, you've got to do it, and force her hand that way.
Right.
That would work too. But just being like, my agent is really bothering me about this. So
Anna Ortiz is very funny in this. I did
Yes.
enjoy her throughout.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if you're gonna build a movie around somebody who is this much of a showbiz vet at that point, you have to give me some more reason as to why she's getting, maybe her last couple albums tanked, and so now she's unsure of herself, and they're like trying to push her in a direction that she doesn't want to go in. Something. But again, I get it. 84 minutes. What are you gonna do? That's my main wait what. The rest of it I thought was, apart from the stuff that Daniel's going to get into, I thought it all strings together pretty well.
I got a few. I do think that a library fine in a different state is a bit out of this sheriff's jurisdiction.
Jurisdiction. I'm jurisdiction. Nice to meet you.
Diction is what Brand does well.
Y'all get home safe now. You hear?
Just throw it out.
It's just Jairus here. Just Jairus. Keep it all moving.
I rescind.
I'm just Jairus. Don't worry about me. I'm Jairus.
I rescind that. Wait, what?
Ma, you go talk to Mama Diction. She's at home. Jairus here, though. I'm Jairus. Nice to meet you. Jairus.
Let me try this one.
Jairus out.
Let me try this one on for size. I can't think of a single worse group of food to fight with than dried fruit that goes in fruitcake.
Yeah.
Probably the worst food you could have, right?
Yeah.
It's just like little pebbles, basically, at that point.
Nothing's going to
thrown
stick.
at each other's faces. Sure. I did get a kick out of Keaton showing up and being like, I got pie. And the boy goes, is it chocolate? And he goes, no, it's cherry. And then the kid just goes, yum.
These are polite orphans.
That's right. Yeah. They're polite.
I can't. I mean, I can't. I haven't had cake in a while. I can't. But cherry?
We did it. We went from chocolate to cherry. Huh?
Is it chocolate?
Oof.
No, it's cherry.
Oof.
Yum.
No.
I'm left-handed. My guy over here is left-handed. Do you want to know how many times we've shaken with our left hands?
We've done a little handshake left-handed. We did it for the first time during this movie, and I thought the world was going to end.
I hated it.
You don't shake hands left-handed. If we start shaking hands left-handed, the world collapses. We can't do it. Our entire societal structure will be ruined.
I was all about giving David a chocolate pie, but now I'm not, because David's going around shaking with his left hand.
You can't do it. No.
Maybe they're trying to change the world for people like you.
We did it. We did it during the movie. We just didn't feel right. We just tried it out. It was not.
Maybe you are self-loathing left-handed people.
Yeah. And my last one is that I'm just waiting for the Nashville part of this movie to show up.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing as how this town is not Nashville.
It is a Nashville country. It's the country that is half an hour outside of Nashville.
That's right.
Yeah. I don't know.
That is tough. Yeah, it's tough.
You can't just say country.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm just still waiting on it.
Yeah. CPS, Child Protective Services, they're required. They're required to help children without homes. It's not like if we can make it. They're not, they're not like the Best Western. The Child Protective Services will never be like, we don't have anything. They don't do that. They believe it. They take children in and then they figure it out. That is their entire job as an organization. To hear the sheriff go, I called Child Protective Services and they said it was a no-go, is absurd. Now, after
they said they don't want the kids either.
After he says that, they try to be like, well, they can't be placed together. Okay, different story. That very well may be true. And then they go, well, you'd have to have a background check to keep the kids. And then he says, which I've already done for you. No. You cannot call your local sheriff and be like, can you just run a quick one for me? No, they are coming to your house. They're checking how far the windows are from the floor. They're checking the smoke alarm system. It is not the local sheriff comes in and goes, I decided you're good to go. No, it does not happen that way.
Well, I'm sure the house where the electricity has been off for who knows how long it's going to be. Thumbs up.
The shower's exploding.
And even though there are deceased parents involved here, you do not bring up foster children on live television. Under any circumstance do you do that. No way, no how, absolutely not.
That's
Do
my
not do
mounting
that.
evidence. We'll get there.
Like
yes.
guys, thank you so much for caring about those in need, but no. Yo, let's make sure we understand those things. To get a little bit away from that, I don't know, as an agent of a very famous star who you don't know where she goes, I don't know, maybe check her hometown. Like she, for 45 minutes, she's like, where do you think she went? I don't know. I've checked her room. I've checked her blah, blah, blah. She could be anywhere. She goes to Tanya Tucker's house in LA, rummages through all of her stuff, turns and looks and sees a picture of the house in her office and goes, oh.
Has she never seen one of these movies?
That's right.
Because they always go to the hometown. Always.
But even if you've never seen one of the movies, if
At
the
Christmas.
yes, come on, guys. Like, also, this woman is very famous, very, very famous. Can kids not Google anymore? Like, how is it that these children have no earthly idea who this person is, even though everyone in town always knows who she is, and she won't tell them? If that kid, Olivia Snabia's character, if she hears this woman say, I'm not going to tell you what I do, she's a teenager. She's going to go and look it up immediately.
Yeah, like, when she gives her the vague I live westish answer, then yeah, of course she's going to go like hunt it down.
I got to be honest, when I started teaching after this became a thing, I started by just saying I run a small business, and kids would go and look it up and come to me and be like, I listen to your podcast. Now I say I run a podcast network. Their eyes glaze over. They don't care. It's way easier to be like, I'm an old country singer. Just say that. They're going to be like, great, good. And
whatever. When's dinner?
Yeah, exactly. While the crew, the makeup and wardrobe and agent are really funny, they're not great people. And she keeps them around. Like, after she decides to do all of this her way, the fact that she doesn't fire any of those people is shocking to me. And maybe that was just me, that like this agent has not been, in my opinion, great. And she's just like, yeah, no, you're going to stick around.
Well, there's an implication that there has been trust in the past. They keep talking about, do you trust me? You know, so
I guess
I think we're meant to look at this as kind of a you know,
fair.
They both learned something along
They
the
both
way.
learned something. Yeah. I'm going to save my last one, which I think someone in the chat said it's Paramount to know, which I think that is really good.
Paramount to know.
My guess is Brand's going to have the same Paramount to know that I have, and I think we'll get to talk about it, but I'm going to save that until then.
Well, it is Paramount to know. It's part of the show. We talk about any questions that we still have that we would say it is Paramount to know. Alonzo, what are you still wondering about?
Yeah, mine was one of Dan's Wait What's, which is like, she's had those kids for like less than 2 weeks and is already using them as props on national television.
Absolutely not.
This is a dearest memoir situation waiting to happen.
That's right. Yeah. That's coming up in therapy. That's coming up in therapy specifically 20 years from now. It is.
This is why, like, you know, you get those great videos of Julia Roberts yelling at paparazzi who showed up at her kids' schools and stuff. Like, if you're in the business and you have kids, like, you generally speaking have that on lockdown, unless you've like sold exclusive rights to People magazine or something for the christening. But yeah, that whole moment was like, oh no, wrong in so many ways, including what Dan pointed out, which is like, when you're in that stage of the adoption process, you're not posing for pictures.
No. No. Absolutely not.
Well, there's the ending.
The ending of this movie is the ultimate Paramount to know.
An interesting, I don't know.
What's the guy's name? If you have a gun, Keaton. You got to shoot it. What's that thing
Chekhov.
called? Yeah, Chekhov's
engagement ring.
This is Carradine's engagement ring. You cannot pull a ring out of your pocket and go, I've got a big thing planned
for Christmas.
Big Christmas engagement plan, and then not show us the Christmas engagement.
We got to know what he's got planned.
Maybe Ashley's thinking sequel.
Ooh, you think
making us want it?
I bet we could get her on the line.
I bet we could get her on the
line and figure that out, because that was brutal because I really wanted to see it. I mean, you know,
my only other question is, I don't trust someone who keeps saying, do you trust me? There's something going on there. Somebody
You're
who
bringing it up too much.
constantly says, "Do you trust me?" I'm starting not to.
That's how Brian Harold starts every day.
Yeah.
He's standing at the door when we walk in. And he just goes, "Do you
Do you
trust me?"
me?
We're like, "Yeah, Brian."
And
What
then
is
you
she
fall
hiding?
into his arms, right?
What's she hiding? I have that agent is picking money off the top. I don't skimming.
Just
There's
picking
something
picking
going
it right
on
up.
there. Something going on there.
Picking it right up top, sending it home to Jairus.
Do you trust me?
Jurisdiction.
Hello,
I'm Jairus.
I'm Jarish's mom.
Hey,
Jarish.
Mama Diction, how you doing?
So good.
Good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you,
I
Jarish.
love you, Mama.
We're gonna stick right around here, okay?
All right,
Don't
all
go
right.
far
I won't.
outside the.
Keep me on the leash.
Yes. Well, we did, everybody. Congratulations. Another episode is here and gone.
Funny how
can
that
believe
works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next week, rolling into Christmas.
Rolling into Christmas.
BET.
I love it.
All right.
Rolling into Christmas. Let's do it.
Christmas.
Here for it.
Did anyone know it existed? I don't know.
No,
I don't know, but that's what we're here for.
that's right.
Because there's a lot of movies last year, and we're just trying to see some of them.
That's right. As many as we can.
From what I hear, the BET Christmas movies had much better ratings than like a lot of the VH1 ones.
That's right.
Ooh,
That's
okay.
right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Sleepy Kitty Paws. That's my source there.
Yeah, that's
There
right.
you go.
Ditto.
Rolling
right.
into Christmas. We will roll into Christmas next week. Until then, maybe we're the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmarks of Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.